Emotional. Being emotionally well can be harder than it seems, as it takes time to develop the skills needed to create a good headspace for yourself. Things like being aware of your emotional needs, addressing problems and different mental struggles in appropriate ways, and finding purpose for yourself all fit into this category. There is no one simple approach to emotional wellness, as it's different for everyone and their own mental needs. However, allowing yourself to feel your own emotions and helping yourself to create a better atmosphere for healing is a good starting point that will help you work towards becoming better with your emotional well-being. The first step for everyone in achieving better emotional wellness is finding what things depreciate your mental health, whether that be a person or a daily task. Finding and removing certain blockades in your life will help you thrive emotionally. Removing things from your life can be hard, but knowing yourself and acknowledging the ways that you know it will help you is a good start. The next step is expressing yourself and your needs in appropriate ways. If you can't express your struggles to others in healthy ways, it may create blockades in your relationships with the people around you. Everyone should strive towards establishing healthy ways to express themselves. Bottling up your emotions, whether it's sadness, anger, or loneliness, can add large amounts of stress, and that will lead to significant backlash to your mental health. Having a de-stressor in your life, whether that be something more engaging like meditation, exercising, journaling, or just something that takes your mind off things, like watching a movie or playing a video game, can all work to help keep you emotionally well. Finally, finding purpose or meaning in your life will help you create a path of emotional clarity for yourself. Everyone's got something they're passionate about. Do your best to learn and find out what that passion is. It could be work, volunteering in the community, or even just a hobby you enjoy doing, like music or drawing. Whatever it is, push yourself to become better at it. Having something that you can look back on and be proud of all the hard work you put into will also help you immensely in your emotional and mental health. Again, establishing mental and emotional well-being is different for everyone, and everyone's emotional and mental health needs are different. Finding what works for you is the first step you can take to a happier and healthier life. Social. Healthy social relationships is one thing in life that we all know is important, but it's something we all still find ourselves struggling to figure out. We often forget that the relationships we share with other people is a part of our mental health and well-being, but relationships are complicated. Whether they're romantic, platonic, professional, or family-based, relationships are a constantly evolving and growing thing. The relationships we build with other people provide us with a lot in life. Our relationships give us a sense of meaning and belonging. They provide us comfort, support, and acknowledgement in times when we're struggling. They give us a sense of direction when we feel lost. Most importantly, our connection with other people helps us to learn more about ourselves. No one can live without the relationships they share with other people. As important as relationships are, they can be complicated and stressful at times. Let's say you got into an argument with a parent or sibling recently that's upset you, or you just went through a difficult breakup, or maybe you're dealing with a difficult colleague at work. No matter the specifics, relationships in crisis can be extraordinarily and frequently stressful. While relationships hold a special place in all of our lives, that doesn't mean they're always easy to figure out either. Healthy relationships always take two people working in equal parts with each other, learning and changing together. As we covered what a healthy relationship is on and offline in another one of our segments already, today we're going to look at positive social habits and activities that you can engage in to keep the relationships you have in your life healthy. Let's start off with the fundamentals first. In order to know what it takes to keep a connection healthy, we have to know what it takes to build one first. Some of these ideas were covered in our previous segment, and be sure to check out that video if you haven't already. But keeping a relationship in your life healthy means sharing your feelings honestly with one another, listening empathetically, and compromising when needed. It's not about winning or losing in any type of relationship. It's about treating others the way you would want to be treated. Keeping any relationship healthy in your life also means being able to vocalize what you need from the other person. Honesty with someone else is important, but so is being honest with yourself. If you're upset with how a friend, colleague, parent, or significant other is treating you, that individual deserves to know how you are feeling so things can be addressed appropriately. Like we mentioned before, any type of relationship takes two people working in equal parts together, learning and growing. Sometimes it can be tough to be honest with ourselves, especially when it comes to how another person is treating us, but that's part of keeping a relationship healthy. No one relationship is the same all the time, and all relationships change and grow throughout the years, for better or for worse. Being self-aware as to what types of connection we need in our lives and what type of person we can be in the lives of others is one of the most important things to know when it comes to keeping a relationship healthy. These can be more emotional needs, like being comforted and supported through difficult times, or recreational, like going on outings and to social events together. Part of keeping relationships in our lives healthy is doing things that both people find engaging. Going out to eat, playing games together, joining a fitness group, doing local community and volunteer work can all help to keep a relationship healthy and ongoing. Hobbies and activities that you have in common with someone else, as well as being willing to try new things, helps to bring consistency to any relationship you have with someone. These don't always have to be big events either. Sometimes doing small and easily maintainable activities, like having a fire once a week, organizing a walking group, or a board game night, and watching a new episode of one of your favorite shows with your friends can all make the difference. You can make just about anything into an event, so get creative with it. Finally, it's important to remember that we don't always have control over everything that goes on in our lives, especially when it comes to our relationships. What we do have control over is the type of person we choose to be. Never forget, having good relationships starts with being kind to yourself and others. Financial. One area of personal health and well-being that we often forget about is whether or not we are financially healthy. Financial wellness is not about how much money you have at any given time. It is more about being in control of your finances, being able to handle financial setbacks to the best of your abilities, and how on track you are in achieving your financial goals. While we have already covered financial literacy in another segment of ours, today we're going to be discussing how finances play a role in your mental health and what it really means to be in a financially healthy place. It is important to understand that being financially healthy doesn't always mean you're wealthy. People who make average incomes can still be financially healthy as long as they're being responsible with their income, spending their money appropriately, and budgeting themselves correctly. To the same token, someone who is extremely wealthy may have more money, but if they don't have the knowledge and skills to spend their money appropriately, they could lose all of it and fast. This is why being financially healthy and having a strong foundation of what financial literacy is go hand in hand with each other. Being financially healthy looks different for everyone as well, and it depends on a lot of moving parts that aren't always in our control, such as how much money we make, how much money or debt we have inherited, getting laid off, student loans, credit card debt, if we're leasing a car, if we have a mortgage, and so much more. Despite how complicated and challenging becoming financially healthy can be, it is always worth the effort. In fact, not having good financial health can actually impact other areas of mental, physical, and emotional well-being. This paragraph comes with a content warning for mentions of suicide. For example, a 2019 study found that those with worse financial health who struggle with paying off living expenses and debt have a higher rate of sleeping problems, which is linked to increased risk of weight gain, obesity, hypertension, diabetes, stroke, and heart disease. These same increases in risks exist for our mental health as well. These studies show that financial debt is a heavy weight on the mind. Those who are dealing with depression and anxiety are 3 times more likely to be in financial debt. As well, those who had passed by suicide were 8 times more likely to be struggling with financial debt. People struggling to pay their mortgage or rent were also found to experience the same level of stress as someone going through a divorce or job loss. Financial stress and struggling mental health can be a difficult loop to get out of if you don't know where to start or have the right tools for the job. Financial health is an important aspect in all of our lives, and for some people, being financially healthy can make all the difference. If you are looking to be a financially healthier person but don't know where to start, here are 6 signs you need to look at considering your financial health. The first sign is income. This includes looking at how much money you're making a month, whether your overall spending habits stay within your income or go past the amount you're making, and how these factors impact your ability to pay your bills on time. Your income is arguably one of the most important elements, as it is the main contributor to your financial health. The second sign is cash flow. Cash flow refers to how well you make financial decisions. For example, if you're spending all your money on things you don't really need, like clothes and material goods, over your personal responsibilities, such as groceries and bills, you would have poor cash flow. Being mindful of your cash flow can help you figure out how to make better financial decisions and align you more with your financial goals. The third sign is assets. Assets are things that you own that are worth money. Typically, assets are broken into 3 categories: cash, investments, and all other assets. The first category, called cash, refers to how much money you would have stored in a savings account, for example. The second category of investments focuses on things like stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. These are things that you can invest your money into that over time will yield a financial return in the form of capital, interest, and/or dividends. The fourth sign is debt. Carrying too high of a debt can prevent you from achieving financial wellness. However, there is good debt and bad debt. Asset debt, like paying off a mortgage, can be good for your financial health so long as you are capable of making the payments and you are able to balance it with your other financial responsibilities. Things like credit card debt can be more detrimental, as this kind of debt may offer nothing more than additional stress and headache. The fifth sign is credit score. Credit score plays a bigger role in our financial health than a lot of people think. Your credit score essentially helps determine how high of interest rates you'll have when it comes to things like getting a credit card, leasing, or financing a vehicle, and paying off a mortgage. The lower your credit score, the higher interest you'll have, which means you'll pay more money on your mortgage or car loan. The higher your credit score, the lower your interest rate. The sixth and final sign is insurance. While many people may not consider insurance at first glance to be important to financial health, the type of insurance you pay for on your home, your vehicle, or other belongings can play a big role in either costing or saving you thousands down the road. Having a good health insurance plan, whether it is term life insurance or permanent life insurance, will contribute to the financial health and well-being of not just yourself as you get older, but also for your loved ones as well. When considering your financial health, be sure to look over these 6 areas of your life to make sure that you have a good understanding of where you're at within each category, and changes you need to make to reach your personal goals. Don't forget, achieving financial health is a journey, not a destination. Be patient and kind to yourself along the way, and you'll reach your goals in no time. Physical exercise is often overlooked as an avenue to better mental health. Oftentimes people with poor mental health are told to just do yoga or go for a run, and this generally condescending tone reduces their want or motivation to do any physical exercise. It can come across as if that person expects that a little exercise will solve everything, which definitely is not the case. In this video, we're going to discuss how physical exercise can help you in maintaining your mental health. To start off, it's important to acknowledge that physical exercise will not fix all of your self-esteem issues, or cure chronic pain, or solve all of your problems. It will, however, increase blood flow to the brain and release endorphins that uplift our mood and increase our self-esteem. Being physically active and moving your body in ways that interest you, especially when done semi-regularly, has been proven scientifically to better your mental health. Physical exercise, when done in combination with the other topics mentioned in these videos, will help to make permanent improvements to our health and well-being. Most days, my household gets up mid-morning, has coffee and a small breakfast, and then we get to work. However, not in the general sense. We get to work on ourselves. A combination of cardio through a dancing game, YouTube yoga videos, strength training, and physio for those of us with disabilities helps to elate our moods, jumpstart our day, and increase our appetites. In my home, there are people struggling with depression, anxiety, autism spectrum disorder, bipolar disorder, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, eating disorders, and various disabilities. Due to all these different mental health diagnoses, physical exercise has been essential for us in maintaining a healthy household. Apart from the physio component, none of the activities and exercises we're doing are aimed at curing or fixing the challenges that we face. They shouldn't be, because they won't. However, in combination with therapy, medication, growth, and work on ourselves, they help to maintain and improve the health and well-being of our bodies. Here are some of the ways that physical activity can impact our lives and help us through our struggles. Physical exercise has shown to have a positive effect on mood when compared to mood following periods of inactivity, like reading or watching TV. Participants in the study felt more awake, calm, and content after being physically active. As well, it had a greater improvement for people who were feeling low prior to the activity. Stress is something that pushes us to grow, but too much stress will have a negative effect on our health. Stress reduces blood flow to the skin, increases sweat, and can affect appetite and ability to fall asleep and remain asleep. Studies show that people who are physically active regularly tend to have lower levels of stress than those not physically active. Physical exercise has been shown to have a positive impact on our self-esteem as well. Self-esteem is how we view ourselves and our capability to handle challenges in life. Having healthy self-esteem will positively affect your relationships and mental health. It is one of the most important core foundations to having a positive outlook and healthy mental health. Physical exercise improves our self-esteem and self-worth. For older individuals, physical exercise is known to greatly reduce cognitive decline and even help prevent the onset of dementia. This is likely due to the increase in blood flow and repetitive and thoughtful nature of exercising. For people with anxiety and depression or other mental health struggles, physical activity is a powerful alternative or addition to other forms of mental health care, like medication or psychotherapy. It has few negative side effects, so long as you're engaging in it properly and not putting yourself at risk for injury. As well, it opens up opportunities for finding community and social interaction. Various forms of physical activity are open to most, have few costs attached, and are an empowering activity that leads to self-discipline, better mental health, and better physical health. Physical activity, when done in conjunction with the other subtopics from this video, will help to improve your mental well-being. It's not a cure-all, but it helps. Lots of little things that help can be powerful. An ant colony can make big changes to its landscape. They're little, but they're strong together. Spiritual. Spirituality is a feeling or a practice that connects us. Whether it connects you to the earth, to a creator, to the gods, to your community, or even to yourself. Spirituality has been found in human communities throughout our existence. Almost all cultures have displayed some existence of spirituality in their history, often to explain the goings-on of the world, creation, to bring people together, or unfortunately some individuals have used it as a means of controlling the population. Despite the deep roots spirituality has in the world, not every person in this day and age participates in it, or has participated in it all their lives. Participating in spirituality or not, and the choice of which religion or spirituality to participate in, is yours to choose. However, being mindful of the history of a religion or spirituality chosen later in life, and whether it is a closed or open practice, is an important part of claiming a spirituality. Some have left their practices due to negative experiences or questions they found unanswered, while others have been rediscovering their spirituality and connecting with their culture and heritage through lost or nearly lost practices, offering the opportunity for that culture's rejuvenation. In the world today, humans have a unique opportunity of travel and much easier migration than ever before. They have access to the internet and the chance to learn about and connect with their cultures, religions, and spiritualities nearly lost, or discover different ones that they better connect with. That does not mean the struggles of yesterday have gone. Wars have been fought over spirituality and organized religion, genocides have taken place, marriages called off, relationships damaged, and harm has been caused. Many places in the world still segregate people based on spirituality or religion, and many people hold prejudices against people from different spiritualities and religions. Something that is meant to bring people and community together has also been the center of great divides. When it comes to spirituality and your mental health, all of these complications that come along with it can bring imbalances in your life, and sometimes outweigh the benefits you found to be associated with spirituality and religion. These complications may lead someone to leave their religions. However, many people use spirituality to cope with stresses and process hardships, even the hardships brought on by being religious or spiritual. Numerous studies show that the connection between spirituality and mental health is incredibly intertwined. Studies reported that those with mental illness and mental health struggles who participated in spiritual practices had better prognosis and were more optimistic about getting better than those who did not. As well, it was reported that families who are engaged in spirituality practices together were more connected and found it easier to cope with hardships when they felt the support of their spirituality and community. Those families with children also saw fewer instances of substance abuse and abstained from smoking in their youth. In other cases, patients with serious issues around lucidity have been witnessed maintaining concentration and sense of their surroundings while participating in spiritual practices. As well, patients who struggle with harmful intrusive thoughts have benefited from prayer and asking for support from higher powers to help dissuade those dangerous thoughts in the moments of their intrusion. Explore what spirituality means to you, whether you already have a spiritual practice or searching for a spiritual practice or have decided not to have a spiritual practice. Engaging in questions around it can validate decisions you've made before or open up new doors you might not have considered. As you grow and change through life, it's possible that your spiritual needs will grow and change too. This is why asking yourself questions around spirituality can be important to maintaining a healthy connection with your sense of self. Thank you for watching our videos. If you're interested in learning more, check out our other